Man. Alright, well that's not showing. That's annoying. Nice, there we go. What's up, y'all? We good? Get the sound right. Alright, we are good. So, ma'am, see if anybody's pulling up. The reason that I wanted to do this is, it's because I look good. You know what I mean? Actually, let me, just do this real quick. So the reason that I wanted to do this is the fact that, this fucking episode, bro, is like top 3, you know, most impactful episodes, in my opinion, of One Piece ever. The shit that this, you know, this episode brings out is absolutely nuts, man. Sorry, y'all. I'm just trying to pull this up on my phone. See how I was looking. In my opinion, of One Piece ever. Cool, cool, cool. Looking good. We looking good. All right, bet. So yeah, I did a video about the Will of D, and it was, you know, going through just what that it goes for. You know what I mean? Like, what does it stand for? A little bit of the lore. And I think this episode does exactly what we did during that video, which is explain everything. You know what I mean? But also just connect it all, connect the dots. And so I wanted to go through like the first half of the episode. I've already seen the episode, watched it with my wife on Saturdays. That's what we do. That's why I don't do One Piece reactions, is because that's our anime. But yeah, I wanted to watch the first half and just kind of, you know, talk about One Piece, talk about what this could mean. Let me update some things to y'all. So I ain't realize the broadcast, or whatever the fuck, was not gonna have no type of tags whatsoever in it. You know what I mean? Need people to watch, but they can't find it. They can't find it. You smell me. But anyways, hope y'all are good, man. Oh shit, I don't even know if it's gonna let me edit. Whatever. Hey, it's all good, but yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and tap in, watch the episode. And I'm gonna pause when I think it's, you know, time for us to talk.
メッセージ。コブラ王の覚悟。
そこに誰かが座っていいはずがない。
So, if you're just watching this with me, you know what I'm saying? This will probably get
誰かの
copyrighted to
一
hell, so
存
good
で
luck
世
finding
界
this.
を動かすことなど許されない。
This is a 5 Gorosei. Give you a quick little breakdown. Nobody's supposed to be sitting on the empty throne, right? The empty throne is what the celestial dragons apparently like swore upon. Like nobody's gonna stay on the top of the world, but somebody's doing it right now. And also keep in mind, somebody's doing it while the 5 Gorosei ain't doing
最
shit.
初の20人
So,
に
詮索するな。答えやせぬ。しかし知りたいことを教える。D とはかつて我々が敵対した者たちの名だ。
I'm gonna pause there soon.
近年各地に湧き出てきた D は己の名の意味も知らぬ抜け殻ども。しかしそれも800年前のリリー女王の大失態に起因しているのだ。
Alright. So we're gonna talk more about this, but the Will of D, the people of D, in my opinion, right? They're the group of people that were a part of the ancient kingdom, number one, right? They were allied with Joy Boy at some point in time, right? And I think the people of D is not just a race of people. I think it's an ideology, right? And I think the D stands for the Dawn. And this is getting, I think, a little bit into spoiler territory regarding Vegapunk. And it's like not even that big of a spoiler, I think. But personally, I think what the D stands for is a dawn of like what you think the world should be, right? What you think should be the best version of this world, i.e., when Vegapunk is talking about devil fruits, I don't want to say the lineage factor of it, or that may be what it's called, but like the creation of devil fruit, why they were manifested in the first place is because people who were thinking of a different future, they thought that that power could help them get to that future, right? Or it was their future that was them, their best self. I think that's the best way to put it, right? But it connects to the Will of D, right? And so I think the people of D, first of all, the D stands for dawn, in my opinion. And it's the dawn of blank, right? A new age. And that can mean different things for different people. That's why Blackbeard has a D. That's why Luffy has a D. That's why Law has a D. They all have different ideologies, but they're all chasing the same thing. You know what I mean? But they're chasing change, essentially. And so I think the people of D were a part of the ancient kingdom. I also think, and this is a thesis, well, not a thesis, but this is a theory on a theory. I think the original people of D were the fishmen. I'm just going to be honest with you. It makes so much sense to me, right? Because when you sit down and think about it, D is really about like those people who break chains and change, right? Well, what are the fishmen, right? They're always under darkness, right? They're always in perpetual darkness. They're always looking for the sun, but the sun never finds them, thus them making a fake sun, right? They're chasing the light, but they can never really get to it. And this is explained in my Blackbeard video when I was going over just different little shit. But it's very possible that the fishmen were the first people of D, because they've been discriminated against by everybody too. So keep that in mind. You know what I mean? But yeah, I just wanted to stop there and talk about that. This is so weird fucking doing this. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think we're just going to keep into it. Like I said, we're just going to watch the first half. I don't want to go and do the entire episode, but the first half is what's super important. You know what I mean?
実体
空白の100年を嗅ぎ回る学者どももしかり、宝目当てにポーネグリフを求める海賊たちもしかり。
Let me pause here. All right, so that's something that I spoke about too. Nobody talks about the Kozuki, right? And I think that they are super important, thus why Momonosuke is going to come back into the story somehow, right? Unless you're Robin, or unless you're like people who can actually read the Poneglyphs, or if you've studied it, the Kozuki have this innate ability to read it, but also they have the innate ability to make it. And so it's very interesting, like, where does the Kozuki land in all this equation, right? Like, what happened to Wano? Is Wano just, you know, what we saw down below? Is that actually ancient Wano? You know what I mean? Like, and that was what's told to us, like, yeah, it is. And so what happens when, let's say, the water that's, you know, submerging the old Wano, what happens when that gets dried or filtered out? What are we going to find down there? You know what I mean? Like, and Joy Boy obviously linked up with him because he put the shit, you know, in the Poneglyphs. And so it's just very interesting. You know what I mean? And also it's very interesting that Oden was chasing, or wasn't really chasing, but he has, like, I don't want to say the moniker, but he has the same type of, like, framework of Luffy. You know what I mean? It's like there's been multiple iterations of Joy Boy. It's just like Luffy was the one that actually is Joy Boy because he got the fruit. You know what I mean? But yeah, I just had to pause there for a little bit because nobody talks about the Kozuki, and I think they're super important. Like, Wano was great for the fights and shit, but there is some sprinkles of lore in there that were like, bro, what? You know what I'm saying? All right, let's keep on with it.
あの日のリリーのミスがなければポーネグリフなる忌々しき異物が世界中に散らばることはなかったのだ。
Oh, let me say this too as well. So this is actually probably proving not only what, I mean, this is massive spoilers because the show hasn't gotten it there, but yeah, I'm not going to do that because if you haven't read the manga, it's a big spoiler. So I'm just going to shut up and keep going.
この起きてしまった過去に最悪のシナリオが一つある。ポーネグリフの解放が本当にミスだったのか。
So she just basically asked the question of, like, what we literally were just talking about. It's fucking nuts. You know what I'm saying?
それとも計画的だったのか。
It was definitely planned.
その答えがアラバスタに届いたリリーの手紙にあるはず。もしやさっきからネフェルタリ家のリリー女王としか言わないのはなぜだ。女王の残した手紙の送り主の名を言え。
Man, I thought they did such a good job with this episode. Like, music, feeling like, bro, it's over for him. Like, my wife literally told me, she was like, he knows he's dead. And I was like, yep, you're not wrong. Nope. Right. You blicky his ass up. Man, this is another thing, bro. Like, you know, I fuck with the Revolutionary Army, but they all talk at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do they do? You feel me? Like, I ain't gonna lie, Sabo is outclassed here, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, dog. Like, what's the fucking Fire Fist gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. Out. You know what I'm saying? Alright, so actually, I want y'all to see this reaction real quick. Alright, so it's over for your boy Cobra. Bro, we got a lot to talk about with what he just said. And here comes little Sabos. Like, come on, bro. Like, in reality, see, this is what I'm saying, bro. Like, in reality, bro, they would've... Sit your ass down, little boy. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. Alright. God, I just want to keep watching. Actually, I do want y'all to see this too as well. So there's two things that I want to talk about with this, all right? And I hope nobody steals this idea. So if you see some shit about this with somebody else talking about it, just know that they conned it from me. I swear to God, nobody's talking about this. All right. God, I got so much to talk about, bro. All right, I'm gonna pause here. So this is literally the thumbnail of the video, which is nuts. But we got to talk about, first of all, what she said with Nefertari D. Lily. And then we got to talk about with what we're seeing right here. All right, so first of all, we saw Nefertari D. Lily. All right, so when she said, say the full name, obviously she was egging Cobra on to be like, hey, look, bro, I dare you. And then Cobra knew that he was fucked anyway. So he was like, all right, bro. Hey, look, here you go. But anyways, Imu got pissed. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason that Imu got pissed. You got to keep in mind, Cobra revealed last episode, I believe, that the family of Alabasta goes back to the original 20 celestial dragons. Okay, now since we know that celestial dragons are in cahoots with the world government, in cahoots with the Gorosei, in cahoots within, off of inferring what we've seen, Imu. Okay, so then Imu hears that a celestial dragon, because don't let that pass you by, a celestial dragon with the name of D allied herself with people that were rebelling against her, the world government, all of it. Why does this matter? Going back to what we said earlier, the D, in my opinion, go back and watch the video that I made, the Will of D Explained. We literally talk about how the D, in my opinion, stands for the dawn. And it's the dawn of change. It's the dawn of a new age. But what do systems hate the most? When you figure that out and break out of it. It doesn't matter if it's anime or if it's real life. The system doesn't want you to figure out that it's an actual corrupt system. I'm not getting into conspiracy politics, all that shit, but it's just true. You know what I mean? And so when somebody inside of the system allies with the revolution, allies themselves with people that are against that, oh, you damn right they're going to be pissed off. You know what I mean? It happens all the time. And they're going to do some shiesty shit. Lo and behold, it's the person who sits atop of the world. You're fucked. You know what I'm saying? And so that goes back to why they don't want you to know about the Void Century. And this is all in my opinion, guys. None of this is confirmed. But this is why they don't want you to know about that, right? Because they want you to feel as though you can't do anything. But then going back to it, this is why the people of D do what they do. And going back to our video, this is why they live a checkered life. Because if you have the will to change, change ain't easy, big dog. You know what I mean? You're going to face some struggle. You know what I mean? If you actually want to make a real change, you're going to face some hardship. You're going to lose some people. It's going to be tough. You know what I'm saying? But just wanted to touch on that. Finally, what I wanted to touch on with this still. All right, y'all see Imu in the back, all right? We're going to touch base with the 5 Gorosei here soon, but this is Imu right there. All right, I was talking to my wife the other day about this when we watched this, and I was like, holy shit, I think I just connected something. I don't know if you guys realize, but Imu in this form, we don't know what this form is, right? Imu in this form looks like the people, the things we saw in the Florian Triangle in like episode 200. I don't know if y'all remember that. Let's see if I can pull it up, like just real quick. But I'm like, what if there's a connection to this, right? Because we never fucking knew. All right, now this is just a big fucking, you know, like ass pull, and hopefully it pops up. But like, bro, this shit is fucking nuts. You know what I'm saying? Like, God, it's not showing the full picture or the full zoom. All right, but anyways, that's kind of like the best view that you're going to get of it right now, I guess. But honestly, that looks kind of exactly the same as what we've been watching with the episode. And my computer's like, help, I'm struggling. But like, look at that, bro. Like, that looks exactly the same to me. You know what I mean? And it's just, look, nothing in One Piece I realize is a coincidence at this point. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, let's get back to it. Also, with the 5 Gorosei here,
よくばここで全員刺したかったが
I don't know what's happening. With the 5 Gorosei, I don't want to talk about them too much. And it's not because I'm not excited to or I don't want to.
あわよくばここ
Oh,
で
I'm
全員刺し
struggling.
たかったがまさか世界
Man. I know this person, by the way. Help, I've fallen and I can't get up. Is that how you feeling right now? You're sinking in an abyss? Is that how you're feeling right now? Can't get out of anything. Life is just so hard. I can't wait to talk to you about this. Alright, anyways. Let's get back to it.
あわよくばここで全員刺したかったがまさか世界のてっぺんに地獄があるとは
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Like, you should not be able to get out of this, like, situation, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't gonna lie. That was one thing that I understood with Oda, but also at the same time, like, come on, bro. You know what I mean?
革命軍なのに助けてくれるのか俺たちの敵は王たちのその上あいつらだ なぜルフィを
Also,
して
while
る
they're talking to support my point,
彼は恩人だ
Dragon's a D as well. And Dragon's about change. You know what I mean? That's the whole shtick of the Revolutionary Army.
気をしっかり持ってください必ずここから逃げてみせ君一人なら逃げ切れる私はもう助からない置いてゆけ助けます分かったことがあるんだ君にここで死なれちゃ困るルフィ君とビビに伝えてくれルフィとビビ王女我々も D であると
Alright, so
偶然かな。
偶然って何が
お前ら二人とも。
alright, yeah. So while they are doing this little flashback,
おいことがありかよ
there's also another thing where I think it's all connected in a sense of like how Luffy is gonna, you know, ally himself with Vivi, and it's also very interesting that like that was the first big villain, big boss was Crocodile, but they allied themselves with Vivi. Very interesting, right?
名前に D がつくの偶然かなって思ってさ。
But I think there's gonna be something with that. I also think there's gonna be something with Boa Hancock. Now, it's up in the air. Actually, let's talk about this. So I think the story of One Piece is actually like Nefertari D. Lily and Joy Boy is what Luffy and Vivi are. Alright? Emu and Joy Boy, in my opinion, is what Boa Hancock and Luffy are. Alright? So I personally think that Emu was probably a woman. I think it's I think it's the Kaguya story from Naruto. And I don't know if y'all realize, but like it's so common in Japanese cinema, Japanese anime, and it's not bad. I'm just saying like it happens all the time. That somebody from the heavens comes down, right, tries to usher in change, but sometimes they're not really accepted, and then thus, you know, they kind of go on the outskirts. Maybe they fall in love with somebody as well, and not even maybe, 99.9% of the time, they fall in love with this person. This person as well ends up seeing them as a threat or ends up seeing them as crazy, but they may have children with them. And then this person that comes down, woman, alien, whatever the fuck you want to call it, they end up rebelling against said Earth, and then doing the craziest shit. Same thing, right? And it just makes sense as well. but I don't want to get into too much because it would spoil the shit out of people. But yeah, that's just a theory on a theory. You know what I mean? Like I think that Emu is an alien, and I also think it would make sense of why devil fruits are like, or the antithesis to a devil fruit is water. What's in charge of the moon? Or excuse me, what's in charge of the water? The moon. You know what I mean? Like I could totally see her coming from the moon or something like that. But and it makes sense of why like Luffy is a sun. You know what I mean? Like I'm kind of nasty with it. You know what I mean? All right, let's continue because I got a little bit more, and then I'm gonna finish this up and go hang with my wife.
ほら名前なんかどうでもいいやろうか D サボ
はサディーボどこに入れてんだよどこでもいいだろサディーボサディーボ
やっとアラバスタの進むべき道が
So it's the same thing essentially that Nefertari D. Lily saw as well.
しっかりコブラを気をしっかり持ってください
I didn't even think about it. Hey, real quick, bro. To tie it in with what I just said of Emu, you know, being like an alien and shit and coming from the sky. Well, when we went to Skypiea, what did they literally think Enel was? A fucking god. You know what I mean? And they just came from the sky. And Enel was supposed to be coming from the moon. And so what if Enel, his tribe, what if it's the tribe of Emu? You know what I mean? Like... cooking something right there. Hey, watch out for a video about that shit, bro. I need to do a little bit more deep diving because I got a lot of shit just swirling in my head, but interesting. Because I'm pretty sure Enel did come from the moon, without a doubt. Absolutely, right? And I'm also sure that they had like a weapon up there too. I just gotta go back and read it or rewatch it, but damn, it's been so long. The Poneglyphs bear the flag of the dawn. I mean, I don't know what else to say except that, like, come on, bro. They just writing it on the walls. Maybe this is me. Maybe this is me, but I don't know.
Lily, 頼んだぞ。頼んだぞ、サボ君。コブラー！生き延びろ！
Alright, so this is pretty much all that I wanted to watch because I'm not going to go through what happens. But I wanted to go through, you know, just what the D is, pause, but also just like how everything connects. I think it's all connected at the end of the day. I think that we could talk about this for hours and hours and hours. I also think that there's so many things going on with One Piece, like the parallelism of it. I talk about that quite often in my videos. Is that so many things happen that parallel each other, right? It's not just Luffy with one person, right? Like it happens all the time. You know what I mean? A great example of this, in my opinion, is with what paralleled with what we just saw was Doflamingo, all right? When Doflamingo figured out that Rocinante was trying to help a D escape, because don't forget, like this is all like law is a D. When Doflamingo figured out that his brother was betraying him, working for the other side, he killed him. He had no problem. You know what I mean? And I think that it goes the exact same way with what we just saw. Is that somebody who's at the pinnacle of power, somebody who's all about subservience, right? Somebody who's all about controlling the masses. You know what I mean? Same as Doflamingo. They're just fucking crazy. Sorry, y'all. I got something in my nose. I'm getting a little bit sick down here. But, man, I got so much to think about. I feel like Emu could just, man, we could talk about her all day. You know what I mean? Like, especially with the Florian Triangle. There's something to that. Never explained. The people are big as fuck, by the way. And, like, I just don't know. You know what I mean? But I think we're just going to wrap this up here. I want to go see my wife. I miss her. Yeah, I'm a Cent McGee 3000. I don't give a fuck. But, hey, if you haven't done so already, go ahead and click that like button, click subscribe, comment down below. Check out all the other stuff that we got going on. I don't really do a reaction to One Piece. As I said, that's what my wife and I watch. And I will not be compromising on that because that's my wife. You know what I mean? So, but I did want to do this after I watched it. I just had so much to talk about. And go check out my Will of D, man. Go check out my Blackbeard. Go check out Sword. Go check out everything One Piece related. Go check out the Buggy video. Nobody watched that for some reason. And I really loved it. I think that Buggy may have the potential to actually claim the title of, you know, King of the Pirates. And I just go through that. Now, that's a big theory, don't get me wrong. Big, big theory. Definitely not saying that there's credence to it. But it's fun just saying, you know, if it could happen, why? So, yeah, I think we're just going to wrap this one up here, guys. Go ahead, click that like button, join the Kamikage Village. We'll see y'all with the next one, man.